Healdsburg, Prune soccer baseball. The Packers take on the Healdsburg.
It all comes down to this. Game 3, winner takes all for the CCL State Championship. The best two words in summer collegiate baseball. Game 3. It's the Healdsburg Prune Packers and Santa Barbara Foresters. The Foresters home in this decisive Game 3. We saw quite the day of baseball yesterday. 8-5, Santa Barbara took Game 1. Healdsburg catapulted themselves to a 9-5 victory in the afternoon contest, scoring 4 runs in the 8th inning. Today, Bill Pintard, Joey Gomes, the two managers for these two teams, they're going to use anything they can to succeed in their goal of bringing home a state championship. Welcome to the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. I'm Jordan Brenner, joined today on color and play-by-play by Zach Engberg. He'll take play-by-play for the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And Emily Hilsinger doing our production and video work today. Santa Barbara's taking the field, Zach. What is the key for both of these teams? Obviously, emotions running high for this Game 3. How do these teams keep it under control and play their brand of baseball?
It always comes down to mistake-free baseball. You can't make errors. You can't miss pitches. Both of these offenses, Jordan, are potent. We saw, as you mentioned, the Foresters score 8 in the first game. The Prune Packers scored 9 in the second game. Neither team scored less than 5, even facing off against two very fantastic starting pitchers, good bullpens. It's got to be mistake-free baseball. And I think the Foresters have a little bit more room for error, Jordan, when you talk about who they're going to be throwing today, which, based on my understanding, talking with Bill Pintard, is going to be their big arms out of the bullpen. You can expect to see guys like Brad Demko, Hunter Bro, Nico O'Donnell, who are – Demko hasn't allowed a run, has only allowed a couple hits all summer. Hunter Bro just allowed his first run of the summer against the Arroyo Seco Saints in the Southern Division Championship game. It's just about playing loose, but making sure that you're on point, not making any errors, no base running mistakes, and that's going to be the key. And I think if the Foresters do that, I think they win the game. But the Prune Packers, we've seen them put up runs and put them up in a hurry.
Well, it all starts with Jake Jackson for the Santa Barbara Foresters. We saw him briefly early on in the postseason in the game against the Arroyo Seco Saints. That was the CCL South Championship game. Jackson out of Nevada is a right-hander. Santa Barbara going with their classic pinstripe looks, white tops, white bottoms, blue caps, and blue numbers and letters across the front and backs of the jersey. Healdsburg in their road gray uniforms with red, maroon red lettering across the front and red lettering across the back. High red socks as well for Joey Gomes' squad. Joe Lampe leads off for Healdsburg. Yesterday, he hit 9th in Game 2. He hit 9th in Game 1. Back up to the number 1 spot in the order after a 2-hit performance in Game 2 yesterday and also reaching base once in Game 1. Plays shortstop for Healdsburg. He's followed by Jason DiCochea, the second baseman. Brian Sturgis hitting third, playing catcher. Cam Blake in left field is hitting 4th out of Texas A&M. David Langer, the third baseman, 5th. John Lagatuda is hitting 6th at DH. Now the kick. The first pitch of the decisive Game 3 is outside at 88. Our first pitch time squarely at noon. Welcome to afternoon baseball. The kick, the 1-0, swung on and lined into center field. Moving to his left, Christian Franklin's under it, and he makes the catch to retire Lampe for out number 1. Final 3 in the order for Healdsburg: Travis Turney in center field. Bryson Hill, after coming in as a pinch hitter in each of the first 2 games of this state championship series, is starting and hitting 8th. Playing first, Connor Mack is rounding out the order. The right fielder is hitting 9th. The new hitter is Jason DiCochea. He swings and hits one high. Center field. Again, Franklin to his left. He makes the catch. 2 straight flyouts to center field and 2 gone at the top of the first for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Jake Jackson so far this year for the Santa Barbara Foresters, 28 2/3 innings, an ERA of 5.02. He has struck out 30 hitters and walked 5.
80?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Those 30 are fourth on the team. Breaking ball to the righty, and Brian Sturgis takes a strike. It's 0-1. Brian Sturgis, the three-hole hitter, plays catcher. This is the third start he's made in 2 days. A .340 hitter, 31 singles, 10 doubles, and 7 homers. Lines one up the middle. A base hit. A 2-out single for Brian Sturgis, and Healdsburg has their first hit today. It shoots it right back up the middle where it comes from, and hands the bat over to Cam Blake, the talented left fielder who leads the Packers in home runs.
Jake Jackson actually leads the Foresters most hits allowed. That is the 30th this summer. I'd say for the Prune Packers, this is the best case scenario for a guy to attack early, and you're going to want to get to him early because the arms that the Foresters have available in their bullpen, Jordan, it gets harder and harder the deeper you go. You want to take the early lead and try to ride that wave.
Cam Blake, .412 hitter, 6 singles, 2 doubles. Now the first pitch to Blake, taken away. .412, 37 singles, 6 doubles, 2 triples, and a team-high 9 home runs. 1-0 to him, lefty from A&M. Takes outside, 2 balls, no strikes from Jackson. Mentioned in the pregame, Zach, Bill Pintard has been particularly, I wouldn't say not aggressive, but he hasn't been as aggressive as even Joey Gomes has been this postseason, saving a Brad Demko for this Game 3. Ripped down the right field side, into right field, a base hit. Sturgis around second, he's going to third. The throw comes in wide. He's safe. Blake back to first. He's safe. 2 straight 2-out hits, and the corners have runners. Healdsburg looking to get on top early with David Langer, the third baseman, coming in to hit.
You know, you mentioned, Jordan, Bill Pintard saving his big arms. I think a lot of that also has to do with they're leaving for Wichita for the NBC on Tuesday. Their flight out is on Tuesday. It's a very quick turnaround, and we talked about this yesterday. They have bigger things ahead. This is an important game, CCL State Championship. They want to win this series, but they have to go on to the National Baseball Congress. So these arms, they want to make sure they're ready for that 2-week run.
David Langer, the new hitter, .309, 17 singles, 11 doubles, and 2 triples. He has driven in 23 this summer. Looking for a huge RBI here. 88 runs outside. 1-0 to him. In the second game yesterday, Langer was quiet until the 8th inning, where he ripped a 2-run critical double in the 8th inning to blow the game wide open and give Healdsburg a 3-run lead. 1-0. Payne on the outside at 87. Called a strike, 1-1. In Game 1, Langer had 2 hits as well, including an RBI single to left field. So far, 3 hits in the state championship series. All have been impactful. And the 1-1, in for a strike. 1-2. Cam Blake looking for a jump off of first. You already feel the importance of this game. Healdsburg travels so well. They injected Sparky Anderson Field with energy yesterday, especially in that runaway 8th.
They put the spark in Sparky.
1-2, 2 outs, and time is called by our home plate umpire. Dimensions here at Sparky Anderson Field, 325 down the left field line, 375 in the left center gap, and 400 to straightaway center, 370 in the right center gap, and 320 down the right field line. Now the set, the 1-2. Big spot for Jackson. He kicks. He delivers. Grounded to second. Ryan Cash charges. Easy play to first. He lobs it there. And Healdsburg strands a couple runners. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Couple left. Through a half inning, we're still scoreless. Santa Barbara looks for a lead when we come back. Keep it here on the voice of the CCL Championship Series, the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Last of the first, Eric Kennedy leads off for Santa Barbara, the left fielder. He's followed by Ross Cadena, the catcher, and Christian Franklin, the center fielder out of Arkansas. Doing the starting for Healdsburg today, Trey Garlett, the Texas Tech Red Raider, and a 4.22 ERA at Tech this past year in 10 2/3. Season in which he struck out 5. Called a strike, 88 away. It's 0-1, and even in warm-ups, you can just tell Trey Garlett is working with quite the arsenal, Zach. He's got some pretty polished stuff.
You saw the two-seam action. Velocity a little bit off the four-seam.
Takes a little bit off of that 84-mile-an-hour fastball, sliding to the floor. Dicochea from his knees. Throws to first, 4-3, out number 1 in the bottom half of the first.
We talked about it before the game, mistake-free baseball. That also includes making the plays that you may not be able to make or may not make throughout the regular season. What a great sliding play. You save a base runner, and Eric Kennedy, we know he can do damage. Those are the type of plays that Healdsburg needs to make to stay in this game and possibly win the state championship.
Terrific play indeed by Dicochea, and one away for Ross Cadena, the catcher. Cadena has a knock for clutch hitting. Battle of perhaps the two best catchers in the CCL today. He flips his bat back after showing bunt, and I believe he got a piece of it anyway. It's 0-1. What in the world was that?
I think he was trying to pull it back, but in the process of trying to pull it back, he threw it back.
Very odd. For Ross Cadena this summer, he is hitting .245 with 16 singles, 5 doubles, a triple, and 3 homers. High ground ball to short. It is fielded and thrown on to first. Drew Baker to Jacob Catsby covering. And now 2 away. Pardon me, that was Joe Lampy to Bryson Hill.
The center fielder from Arkansas, number 9, Christian Franklin.
The Arkansas Razorback center fielder, Christian Franklin. 318 this summer, 4 homers, and 4 doubles, 2 triples. Trey Garlett comes to the plate. First pitch hack, and it's fouled off on the ground to the left side. 0-1. Trey Garlett, 27 innings for the Packers this summer and an ERA of 3. Shoots a breaking ball in there. Now it's 0-2, right to the outer edge. So 1 strike away from getting out of the first inning. The 0-2 winds and fires and hangs a breaking ball way upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Franklin. Christian Franklin was held very quiet in Game 2 yesterday, going 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. And he is beamed with a 1-2 pitch. Looked like it might have caught him on the elbow. And a 2-out base runner for Santa Barbara to bring up Nick Bellafronto.
The third baseman from Stanford, number 16, Nick Bellafronto.
Nick Bellafronto from Stanford, third base today. Off of first, Franklin gets a modest lead. Garlett checks that way. At the belt, he sets from the right side of the rubber. The kick, the pitch. Taken for a called strike at 89 miles an hour. It's 0-1. For Trey Garlett this summer, not only has he had just a 3 ERA, but he has also struck out 25 batters and only walked 11. 0-1, ripped in the air to left field. This one way, way back. Blake over to the track. He makes a running catch. 370 feet away from home, a running catch made by the Aggie in left field. And a long, loud out for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. We're scoreless through 1 full. Santa Barbara, Healdsburg, inning number 2 when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
For the Prune
Healdsburg seeking their first CCL championship in its 5 years in the California Collegiate League and looking to do some damage in their first title series appearance since 2017, where they were the runner-ups to the champion Orange County Riptide. Scoreless game in the decisive game 3, and here comes a new hitter, Lagatuda. Skies one down the right field line. This one has the distance. It is fair and out of here. A moonshot. What a blast for Lagatuda. And he has his second home run of the state championship series. This one a solo blast. The Packers take a 1-0 lead.
Both home runs, Jordan, absolute no doubters. I think the only question with that one was it going to stay fair or go foul? It hung in the air, landed in fair. What a big hit early in this contest, 1-0 lead.
John Lagatuda has absolutely caught fire in the state championship series. That is 5 home runs on the summer. And a first pitch strike to Travis Turney. Grounded hard to Catsby at first. He taps the bag for an easy out number 1.
What would you say, Jordan? That went 340, 350 to right field?
Oh, easily at least that. Just right down the line. The question was whether it was fair or not, but goodness, the launch angle on that and just the sound off the bat ringing through the ballpark. Bryson Hill, the first baseman now with an out in the inning, takes 85 outside. So already a lead for Healdsburg. They started off hot yesterday as well. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Even though Healdsburg didn't get on top first in game number 2, they responded to Santa Barbara's 1 run at the top of the second with 2 in the bottom of the second inning. And from there, they didn't look back until the 8th inning. 1-1 misses away on a hanging curveball, 2 balls and a strike. They slowly built up their lead. Healdsburg did, with 3 more in the third. They go up 5-1. Now the count is 3-1. 2-1 pitch misses. And then Santa Barbara started chipping away. Run in the 4th, run in the 6th, run in the 8th. They finally tied it. Count is full now. That one's in there. And with the game tied at 5, Healdsburg put their pedal to the metal. 4 runs on 5 hits. Chopped to second for Ryan Cash. Easy play to first. 2 away.
3 hits already on the starter, Jake Jackson. We don't see any action led in the Foresters bullpen. I wonder how long Bill Pintard will keep him in there knowing the guys that he has following him up.
Yeah, we know O'Donnell, Demko, Bro, they're all available today. First pitch too low, 88, to Connor Mack, the right fielder. Connor Mack's hitting .298, 24 singles, 6 doubles, 3 triples, and a homer. Lines one into the left field, down for a hit. 2 hops into the glove of Eric Kennedy. That's hit number 2 of inning number 2. And a 2-out base runner as the Packers flip the lineup back to Joe Lampy, the leadoff hitter. Just a solid single to left, a good compact swing from Connor Mack. Joe Lampy put a charge in one in the first inning, hit it out to deep center field, but Christian Franklin was able to move to his left and cut that ball off in the gap. Lays down a bunt and pushes it a bit too far left. It's foul. It's 0-1. And quite a ride for both of these teams. Healdsburg, a 38-7 overall record this summer. The Foresters, 32-9. Hit hard on the ground, stabbed by Catsby. The forehand, and he taps the bag. We're through the top of the second inning, but Healdsburg, they grab their first lead today. John Lagatuda launches his second home run of the state championship series. And on 2 hits, The Packers score 1 run, no errors, and they leave a runner left on base. Santa Barbara brings up Blake Hall, Spencer Jones, and Jacob Catsby to respond when we come back. Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Blake Hall leads off for the Foresters, inning number 2. Santa Barbara down 1-0. They are the home team, despite having the worst overall record in the regular season. But I think it's safe to say that Santa Barbara has just played a different level of schedule. Sky high in foul territory. Third baseman David Langer hauls it in at number 1 on pitch number 1 of inning number 2. Pop up to third. Here comes Spencer Jones. He has just been so impressive in the state championship series. A player who, by all accounts, is raw right now. But at 6'7", to have his bat speed, to have his arm strength, he can pitch a little bit as well. What he's doing against this level of pitching is awfully impressive. 89 with two-seam action for a strike. It's 0-1. Spencer Jones had 2 hits in the first game and a walk. Swings through 79, diving towards his feet. It's 0-2. Game 2 went 0 for 3 through 5 innings and then singled and scored in the 8th. So already 3 hits in the state championship series. Looking to get on base with his terrific speed here. 0-2. Another curveball, and Spencer Jones recognized it and laid off. We had a long day of baseball yesterday. Got going a little bit afternoon. 73 backdoor. Spencer Jones frozen. Gorgeous pick, Trey Garland, and he gets his first strikeout of the game.
And there we see the stuff, Jordan. Texas Tech certified. That was nasty.
Next hitter is Jacob Catsby, first base for Santa Barbara. Catsby started the first game yesterday. Strike 1, 89. Catsby, a Wichita State shocker, delivered a 2 RBI single in the first inning of yesterday's contest out of the 7-hole. Now out of the 7-hole, he's hitting in the second inning, and he swings and misses. Some high heat, and it's 0-2. Trey Garland finding his groove here early with a 1-run cushion. Catsby's hitting .294. 4 extra base hits, all doubles. Lays off some high cheese. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-hander ready. His 1-2 pitch, ripped down the right field line. Connor Mack chases it down. He can't get there. 1 hops the wall. Karam's off the top. Catsby's going for 3, and he'll get there without a throw. A stand-up 2 RBI triple for Jacob Catsby, and suddenly some life for a Santa Barbara offense that before that pitch had not had a hit all game.
And Trey Garlett has been running through the gauntlet, and he's been doing it well. Only one base runner, had a strikeout on a nasty pitch to Spencer Jones, but Jacob Catsby saw something, drove it, line drive into right. That's going to be the key today, Jordan. They're not going to give me opportunities from what we've seen from Trey Garlett. Pouncing on those opportunities, making the most of them. Did a good job getting a third, only 90 feet away from scoring.
Here's Drew Baker, the shortstop. It's a clutch 2-out hit here. Catsby off of third. A very small lead. The first pitch comes in for strike one at 81. We saw Santa Barbara aggressive with a runner on third base yesterday as Blake Hall stole home in the third inning. 0-1. Doesn't look like Catsby's threatening to go. The no ball, one strike pitch. Swinging a ground ball off of the leg of Garlett to second. A fortunate hop for Healdsburg. It deflected off of Garlett's leg to Dickochea at second. He throws to first and strands Catsby at third. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left. And through 2 innings, Healdsburg leads 1-0. Back in a bit on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Jason Dickochea here in the third inning for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Misspoke last inning. I said something along the lines of Jacob Catsby knocks in a 2 RBI triple. Meant to say 2-out triple. It is a 1-0 lead for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Line drive and a leaping catch by Bellafronto, the third baseman. Santa Barbara steals an out with terrific defense.
The catcher, number 10, Brian
And Dickochea retired for the second time today. Now with 1 out, Brian Sturgis. He singled to center field as a part of a scoreless 2-hit first for the Packers. Out of Santa Clara, swings at the first pitch on a high outside fastball, grounded to short. The throw goes wide. Drew Baker, a throwing error, and Sturgis is awarded second base. The game's first error committed by Drew Baker, a shortstop who hasn't even been in for every inning this championship series. It's been split time between he and Tevin Tucker. See if that prompts Bill Pittard to make a move. Likely not after one mistake.
If I'm the Prune Packers, I love how this game is started. You get your pitcher, Trey Garlett's in the zone as the strikeout, only the 1 hit allowed. You have a 1-0 lead. You've had a base runner in every inning. Error defensively, you've been pouncing on Jake Jackson, but you have to take advantage of these chances. When runners are in scoring position, they have to drive them in. If they continue to leave runners on base, they're going to lose this game.
Cam Blake now takes outside. Ball, no strikes. Healdsburg looking to extend a 1-0 advantage. They know better than anyone after yesterday that you can never have a safe lead against this Santa Barbara offense, filled with some of the premier hitters across the country. Blake waits for a breaking ball, shoots it into left center. Players converging at the center fielder, Christian Franklin, showing off the speed. And speeding up to that ball in the gap for out number 2. Another great play by that center fielder. Such great instincts for a center fielder at this level. Not only can he do it with the arm, Zach, but he uses his athleticism to make plays that most people at his age can't make.
We saw a stellar diving catch from him earlier this week. And he's speedy, too. You want to see that in your center field, and that's no surprise considering he's starting at center field in a loaded outfield.
David Langer now with 2 outs and a runner on second. Grounds one to third. Tough hop for Bellafronto. Seems like he's worked his demons out after 4 errors the first 2 games of the playoffs. He makes a good play there on a tough hop, 5-3. And Brian Sturgis is stranded on second. No runs, no hits, an error, a runner left. And it is 1-0 Healdsburg. They strand their 4th runner today, and Santa Barbara tries to tie the game against a dealing Trey Garlett. When we come back, keep it here on the voice of the 2019 CCL State Championship Series, the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Ryan Cash for his first ups. It's been spark plug for this Foresters order, especially in the postseason. He has emerged as one of their hottest hitters in recent weeks. 87 trails in to the switch hitter. Ryan Cash in Game 2 yesterday reached base all 4 times he came up. An error, a walk, a single, a double, and a run scored. 2-seam action back over the center of the plate. Trey Garlett is seriously controlling that 2-seam fastball today. He's mixing it with his fair share of off-speed as well. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Disappears, was belt high, and then it just dropped 12-6 right near his feet. So 1-2 against Cash. In Game 1, Ryan Cash had a hit and a walk, a stolen bag. Lays off 80 near his feet. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And against the Arroyo Seco Saints, Ryan Cash went 3 for 3. 3 runs, 2 RBIs, and a walk. 2-2. That's a great take. 83 on a changeup. Started as a strike and then took a sharp right turn outside. So a bloated count here in the 3rd for Ryan Cash. The kick, the pitch. What an at-bat. He walks. No one has been able to keep Ryan Cash off of the base paths, and now Santa Barbara not only has a runner to lead off the 3rd, they have some serious speed with Cash on first.
Well, that's a professional at-bat, and that's a great job by Cash getting on, and he's a guy you like to have 9th in the order because he gets on, he does damage, and then you get to the top of the order, a guy like Aaron Kennedy who can drive him in.
Cash is 12 for 15 stealing bases this summer. Inches off of first. I suspect he'll try to go at some point. Eric Kennedy is the hitter, and he takes 88 high and outside. David Langer, Healdsburg's 3rd baseman, is playing in from 3rd, anticipating a Bill Pintard sacrifice bunt. He loves to get the runner over. Not afraid to play small ball, even with the loaded talent on the Foresters. 1-0, Langer charging from third. The pitch is swung on and fouled high in the air out of play. So Kennedy given the green light to swing away. I guess you earned that right when he put up some of the numbers that he has this summer. A .365 hitter, 31 singles, and he's also been effective going extra bases. 8 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers. Count evened up at 1. Nobody out and a runner on. Pitch trails in, bounces in front of Sturgis. It gets away. Cash round second. He'll stop there. Sturgis throws to second, but Ryan Cash advances on a wild pitch. Healdsburg, they got to be feeling good about their 1-0 lead. But they are out hitting Santa Barbara right now by 3 runs. And now Santa Barbara has a runner in scoring position threatening to tie this game. Some wasted opportunities early for Healdsburg. Hitters count at 2-1. Kennedy rests the bat on his shoulder. Now he squares to bunt and pulls it back. 89 drops below the bat, and Kennedy able to take it back in time. It's a ball, 3-1.
And for as opponents, we talk about the Prune Packers offenses, the Foresters can turn on you just as quick. One swing of the bat, it could be a 2-1 game. Kennedy has that kind of power.
3-1 from Garlett. Swung on and grounded. Not hit hard at all, and Bryson Hill makes an easy play. He taps first, and Eric Kennedy can't be happy with himself on that one. But Ryan Cash does move over to third base, and there's still only 1 out, so sacrifice executed.
Yeah, not a wasted out, and that's big. You talk about Ryan Cash getting on, getting over with the wild pitch, getting to third, manufacturing runs, and this is the kind of production you need in a title game when you aren't really having much success against a guy like Trey Garland who's in the zone.
So fresh count for Ross Cadena, who grounded out to short. All he has to do is get this one to the outfield for an RBI. Slider well away. Ryan Cash on his toes at third, ready to break for home. Had that ball gotten by Sturgis, but the athletic catcher able to keep it in front of him. Ross Cadena looking for RBI number 17 this summer. And a game-tying RBI in the decisive Game 3 of the state championship series, the 1-0. Swings and misses at a Frisbee curve. That pitch looks so similar to his fastball. He truly throws it out of the same arm slot. And he mixes it up with that hard fastball. He's got a really good understanding of his stuff and how he needs to attack hitters. 1-1 with an out and a runner on. And he delivers another curveball, drops away. Run on 4 hits, no errors for Healdsburg. No runs, a hit, an error for Santa Barbara. They're knocking on the door. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and another curveball. It's 2-2. So Trey Garland in this at-bat especially, he's gone more to the curveball than he has to the fastball. And Ross Cadena has been completely off balance in this at-bat, chasing a bunch of junk in the dirt.
That's got to be a helpless feeling, knowing a pitch is coming, still not being able to get to it.
Count even at 2. Cadena got to put this one in play. The pitch, he lines it into left field, an RBI single, and this game's tied. Ross Cadena swung through 2 breaking balls in that at-bat, and the next one he sees, he bangs into left field for Santa Barbara's second hit, and their first run, RBI knock, and a new ball game. Christian Franklin now. Runner on first. He walked in the first. Such quick hands. He's looking for something elevated. He started off with 80 away. Maybe a changeup. Trey Garland figures to be a guy who has so much success in the coming years at Tech. Swung on and melted out to right field. A backflip, a 2-out, 2-run shot. Christian Franklin goes yard. An opposite field tater. 3-1 Santa Barbara. And for Franklin, that's his 5th home run of the summer. He's now one back of Zach Presno for the team lead.
Big-time home run from a big-time player. And the assault on the right field wall continues. Everything is going to right. 2 home runs today. We saw 2 home runs yesterday to right. That's the spot to go. They're doing a great job. What a moon shot from Franklin.
So the Sturs strike for 2 more with 2 outs. And that's a big home run. It gives them a 3-1 lead. A check swing. The appeal to first. He did not go, says our first base umpire, Nick Bellafronto, heading the count 1-0. And now Healdsburg getting some action going in their bullpen. Certainly not a disastrous home run. Plenty of time in this game. Run back fastball for a strike. But you don't want to be in a position where you're trying to come back against the Santa Barbara bullpen, especially today when we're likely to see some of their most talented arms. 1-1. A curveball misses just barely inside. 2-1. A walk, a ground out, a single, and a 2-run home run. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Only 1 out in the inning, excuse me. Two balls, 2 strikes to Bellafronto. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses at a curveball. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. Second strikeout for Trey Garland.
The right fielder, number 7.
Now Blake Hall with 2 outs. Right fielder popped out to third his first time up. (3-1) Santa Barbara. Outfield playing very deep for Healdsburg, especially Cam Blake in left field, standing about 360 feet away from home plate. Trey Garland gets it inside. Hall turns on it and grounds it foul. Nothing in 1. Pitch in. Chop foul down the third base side again. No balls, 2 strikes. This is game number 5 at Cal Lutheran since Thursday. Host of the 2019 CCL postseason. 0-2, grounded foul. Got going on Thursday with the Arroyo Seco Saints and Orange County Riptide. Game that was called due to darkness in the 8th inning with Arroyo Seco on top comfortably. And then a classic, maybe the best game we've seen in the postseason, the Saints and Foresters. Santa Barbara up big, but the Saints almost came back and won that game. Even had the tying runner at second base and scored the first run anybody scored off Hunter Bro all summer. The kick in the 0-2. Curveball away. And then yesterday, the doubleheader between these two powerhouse opponents. In game 1, we saw some enthusiasm the first 3 innings. Not only did Blake Hall steal home, we saw Joey Gomes get into 2 different arguments with 2 of our 3 umpires. 2-out fly ball to center field. Blake Hall retired as Travis Turney makes the catch. And the Foresters are finally set down in the 3rd inning, but not before 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they do not leave a runner left on base. 3-1, Sturs on top, 4th inning. And Zach Engberg play-by-play after this on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Top of the fourth inning, and the Stirs lead 3-1 for play-by-play of the fourth, fifth, and sixth. Here's Zach Engberg.
John Lagatuda, first pitch swinging. Turns on it, grounds it to the first baseman. Taken by Catsby, steps on first for the first out of the inning. Jake Jackson back out. Now holding a 3-1 lead. What a turn of events, Jordan. We talked about how quickly the Foresters can get on you. Christian Franklin certainly got on that hanging slider. As you said, belted it into right. An absolute moonshot and no doubter. And all of a sudden, Foresters up 3-1. And that's hard to beat against what is such a deep and dominant bullpen.
Yeah, but we got to see Jake Jackson settle in here.
Travis Turney.
Yeah, Turney fouls the first pitch off. Zach, what I've noticed in Jake Jackson today is he's throwing strikes, which is the first thing you ask of your pitcher. But when he's missing, he's not missing off the plate. He's missing over the middle.
And that one lined into right, turned on just over the Foresters' bullpen, and it's 0-2 to Turney. Turney first time up, also grounded into a unassisted put out by Catsby. He's had 3 of those today. A lot of action to right field. Jackson up and a little bit in Turney, backs off of it. Instinctual, and it's 1-2.
When you're missing up in the zone, just throw in batting practice. Team like Healdsburg, they launch those pitches, Zach. We already saw it from Lagatuda today, and I expect if we see similar pitching going forward, we might see some more home runs from Healdsburg.
2-2 pitch, swung on and popped. And it's going to... I thought Cash had it as he was running out. His glove was out. He was about to make the catch, bounced off his glove. Travis Turney gets on with what I believe is going to be ruled a hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a hit. And that one been ruled an error. I don't know what I would have done, but Ryan Cash almost making one of the most spectacular plays a second baseman can make.
I had to hold my breath there because flipped off for a second. I thought it was definitely going to go down. Considering how great of a defender he is, I thought he had a chance. Bounced off his glove, almost made that play. But Healdsburg, once again, have had a runner on in each of their 4 innings. They've already left 4 on today. And that, we've seen that in this series. That can flip the game. They have 5 hits. 2 more hits than the Foresters, and they're down by 2. That one looped into right and just a little bit foul. That would have scored a run. Turney was turning on it. Past second, heading for third as that one dropped in. And once again, Jordan, they're going to right.
It's so fun to watch this Healdsburg lineup work together. You could tell that these guys absolutely love each other. Over the summer season, you turn into brothers, right? I mean, they're almost your family over the summer season, and you could just feel that with this Healdsburg team. They're playing with a purpose. They are hanging on every pitch, and they are belting hanging breaking balls today.
Both teams are. 0-1, runner on first, and that one driven, popped up into right, and caught by the right fielder, Blake Hall. Second out of the inning.
It's almost turning into one of those games, Zach, where both teams are so locked in at the plate. Every time you even see a fly ball, you're holding your breath for a second, making sure that one doesn't go out. The trajectory for Bryson Hill on that one suggested it could have been a home run, but the contact not nearly solid enough to get out there. This is a fun game so far.
Well, and it tells you these 2 teams, all these hitters are so smart. They know what their advantage is. Their advantage is to go to right field. Number 9 hitter, Connor Mack, takes the first pitch, low and away, 1-0. And that's where everything has gone. We've rarely at this park have we seen somebody go to left. Blake Hall did, I believe, 2 days ago against Arroyo Seco. Line one into left, but otherwise all the home runs here are to right field. Connor Mack again takes it, holds off, and it's 2-0. And these hitters are doing a great job turning on pitches. You saw Christian Franklin take a hanging slider, drop it into right field. That's been the spot, and that shows you how smart they are.
During day games in the summer, Cal Lutheran Spark Anderson Field can turn into a bandbox with the wind out to right field.
2-0 drops in, misses again, and it's 3-0.
And when you have teams this powerful, it plays really, really small. It's not quite Recreation Park, which I would call the Coors Field of the CCL, but balls can get out of here in a hurry, especially with that wind gusting about 10 miles an hour.
But again, it's if you know how to place it, and these teams are doing a great job. They have all weekend. The 3-0, finally a strike for Jake Jackson, and it's 3-1, as it looks like there is a little bit of action in the Foresters bullpen. 3-1 to Connor Mack. 2 outs, a runner on first. Prune Packers down 3-1 to the Foresters. Turney is running the 3-2 or 3-1 in their first strike 3-2. Turney will take second with no throw from the catcher, Ross Cadena. He steps off the bag for a second. They were pointing at him to throw it back, but he's back safely. So now the Prune Packers have a full count, a runner in scoring position. Connor Mack, who has a hit today, had a single in the second.
That's the 11th steal and 14 tries for Travis Turney on the summer, and a big bag to get in scoring position.
3-2, that one grounded. Turney steps aside. Shortstop takes it, throws to first. Just barely beats Connor Mack. A nice play from Drew Baker. Gets him out of the inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors, a runner left on base. A 1-out single, a stolen base. But the Prune Packers leave their 5th runner on today. Foresters take a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Keep it right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Spencer Jones, 0 for 1, struck out looking in the second inning, leading off the bottom of the 4th. Foresters leading 3-1. Prune Packers got a 1-out single. A little bloop hit just over or past the glove of Ryan Cash. Trey Garlett back on the hill after giving up 3 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the 3rd, including that moon shot by Christian Franklin into right field. First pitch in from Garlett. Swung on, popped up, a high pop-up on the infield. Shortstop, second baseman, third baseman all come in. The shortstop takes it, Joe Lampe. And that's a tough play, Jordan. High in the air, sun is blasting. You got to run and make the play. We've seen players miss those balls. That was a nice play by Lampe.
I wouldn't call it a tough play, but maybe for you and I it's a tough play. But it is a play you got to be conscious of the sun, especially when you have a game at this point in the afternoon, just past noon. Sun is at its strongest. It can really beam down, but these guys get so much practice. Shield it with your offhand, make the catch with the glove. Easy play by the shortstop, Lampe.
Jacob Katzvey, who had a 2-out triple in the second as he takes the first pitch inside, 1-0. That was the first hit of the day for the Foresters. He was stranded on base. Since then, they've also had a single and a home run. 5 base runners in all today. And that one lined into right. Jacob Katzvey is 2 for 2. Now a 1-out single here in the bottom of the 4th. Foresters again have a runner on base.
Jacob Katzvey's been so impressive in this game, staying back on Garlett's off speed. That's the second time he's pulled one and squared one up. Looks like an excellent addition to the lineup for Bill Pintard here in Game 3.
Drew Baker 0 for 1 today. Playing short, now on with a runner on first, 1 out. First pitch in inside, misses, and it's 1-0. And I wonder how long Trey Garlett will have the mound today, Jordan. We saw yesterday Elijah Birdsong was stellar. Joey Gomes let him go deeper than he had before into the 6th inning. But we see a lot of action in the Prune Packers bullpen. Catsby is running. The throw from Garlett is late. He didn't pick up on it. And Catsby gets into second standing up. Their timing, Jordan, on these steals has been stellar all weekend.
Yeah, well, we were talking before the game and analyzing Blake Hull's steal of home yesterday. Santa Barbara had that timed up. They're so good at getting reads on pitchers and what their time is from the pitching rubber to the plate. An incredible jump from Catsby and another big 90 feet for Santa Barbara.
So now runner in scoring position, 1 out, 2-0 to Baker. Garlett checking back on the runner. Fires in. That ball popped up to the right side, and it's 2-1 to Baker. Yeah, we were still amazed by the timing, the slide, everything with the Blake Hall straight steal of home. Doesn't get much better than that. Pulled back the right arm, put in the left, avoided the tag, timed it well. They're on a different level, Jordan. The 2-1, chopped to third. It stays fair. He picks it up, no play, as he was checking on the runner at second, making sure he doesn't go to third. He didn't charge on it, waited for it, and now the Foresters 2 runners on. My best guess, Jordan, is he thought, I'm not going to be able to make the throw. I'm going to keep the double play alive. That's my only thought as Ryan Cash comes up to the plate.
Langer might have had a chance to catch Catsby off of second, but we've seen Healdsburg be aggressive in this series, and it has not worked out for them. Better to just keep the double play in order, like you said, Zach, and give your defense a chance to make a play rather than give Santa Barbara a free couple bases with an error.
So now the Foresters 2 hits in each of the last 2 innings. They got 3 runs in the third. Let's see what they do here. Ryan Cash up to the plate. Cash walked and scored in that 3rd inning. First pitch in. Lines it to the left side. Found out of play 0-1. Cash is a guy, he's such a luxury to have at the bottom of your order. He's going to come up. He's going to make professional at-bats. He's going to make contact when he can. He doesn't try to go out of his own zone. He knows what he can do. He does a good job at it. 20 walks drawn this season, tied for second on the team as Garlett steps off.
Zach, one of your crazy stat. Ryan Cash has reached base in all but 2 at-bats this postseason.
There you go.
All but 2.
That's a guy that you want to have anchoring your team in the postseason. 0-1. That one lined into center. It'll drop. Jacob Catsby is held at third. He runs through the sign. The throw in from the center fielder, not in time as Sturgis tried to apply the tag late. There are 2 runners, 1 caught in between first and second, 1 caught in between second and third. Sturgis to Lampy, back to the second baseman, back to the third baseman. DiCachea is going to make the tag. So a run comes in to score. Drew Baker gets caught in a run down between second and third. They tag him out for the second out of the inning, but it's 4-1 Foresters.
All sorts of nonsense going on in that play. But how about Jacob Catsby just running right through about as clear a stop sign as you'll ever have? It's not like the third base coach switched. He said he just had the straight stop sign going. He ran right through it and scored without a slide. So ends up play by Catsby. But Healdsburg staying in the moment, able to retire Baker in between second and third. And at the same time, Ryan Cash doing what you're supposed to do in a pickle, getting in scoring position when Baker was caught between second and third.
Looks like that'll be it for Trey Garlett. So an RBI single for Ryan Cash. The throw not in time to catch Catsby at home. A 2-6-4-5 put out to get Baker in between second and third. And it's a 4-1 Foresters lead here in the bottom of the 4th, still with a runner on second, 2 outs. We'll get to the new pitcher and the remainder of this frame right here in the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
The left fielder, number 30.
Spencer Hines, the new pitcher. Number 29, the lefty from Houston in. For the Healdsburg Prune Packers, Eric Kennedy leading off. Ryan Cash standing at second after his RBI double before the break. Drove in Jacob Katzvey, who runs straight through, ran straight through. Very obvious stop sign from the third base coach. It worked out as the throw from the center fielder not in time. Now Kennedy up with a chance to drive in another run. First pitch. Pops it up, back, foul and out of play, and it's 0-1. Spencer Hines this summer for the Prune Packers. In 12 innings pitched, has an 11.25 ERA, 19 runs, most on the team, 15 earned, tied for most on the team. 19 strikeouts, 12 walks, 17 hits allowed. Lefty on lefty matchup, and that one, ground ball down the right side. Ryan Cash will come in to score easily. Eric Kennedy will get into second standing up. A 2-out RBI double down the right side, and it's 5-1 Foresters. The lefty-lefty matchup does not work, and it looks like Joey Gumbs is going to come out. And that may be it already for Spencer Hines. I think he came in to face off against Kennedy. Kennedy, first hit of the day, he pounced on him. Great job, drove in the run. Forster's still a runner on second, and it's 5-1.
Incredible patience by Eric Kennedy, the left fielder, left-handed hitter, facing off against the lefty specialist. He stays on an off-speed pitch, gets good wood on it, and just a clean double down the right field line. Terrific hit by perhaps Santa Barbara's best hitter.
And that'll certainly be it for Spencer Hines. He walks off, a new pitcher comes in. We're going to go to break again. Eric Kennedy now in second. Foresters up 5-1. We'll get to the new pitcher in the rest of this frame right here on the official voice of the CCL State Championship Series, the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Andrew Hansen, the new pitcher, in for the Prune Packers. Actually pitched yesterday. I'll get you his line in a second. But this season, 25 innings pitched, 1.44 ERA, 7 runs allowed, 4 of them earned, 19 strikeouts, 11 walks, 17 hits. As I mentioned, he pitched yesterday, and he was good up until his last inning. We'll get you that situation in a second. Runner on second. Ross Cadena up, and he lofts that one into left. Down the line. Ranges and goes foul into the batting cages to the left and past the Healdsburg Prune Packers bullpen, and it's 0-1. So Andrew Hansen pinched in the first game yesterday, an 8-5 Foresters win. Came in to replace Kenny House, went 2 innings, allowed a hit, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. But those runs, Jordan, came on a pretty egregious error as the pitch in knocks off the bat of Ross Cadena. And it's 0-2. There were 2 runners on. It was a bunt hit down the left side. Andrew Hansen picked it up. Instead of going to first, turned around, tried to get the forced play at third to get Spencer Jones. The throw went by and went into left field corner. 2 runs came in to score, and he left immediately. Other than that, Jordan, other than that error, he had a good outing. But he was notched for those 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Foresters won 8-5.
He's got quite a curveball, too.
He's a good pitcher, and he's one of their best, as time is called. And he's called here. Prune Packers down 5-1 to the Foresters, as it looks like they're going to get into their bullpen soon. Here in the bottom of the fourth. That one chopped to the third baseman who ranges over, picks it up, jumping toss to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, a runner left on base. Foresters take a 5-1 lead on 2 RBI hits, 1 from Ryan Cash, 1 from Eric Kennedy. They lead 5-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Prune Packers in danger of losing the CCL State Championship Series. We'll catch it all right here on the UX Baseball Broadcasting Network. Joe Lampe, the shortstop. First 2 games batted out on the 9-hole. Moved to the top of the order. And he's 0 for 2 today. Jake Jackson now with a 5-1 lead. Allowed the Soto home run to Lagatuda in the 2nd inning and not much else. First pitch into Lampe. Misses 1-0.
Zach, I was just about to say, this is the time right here for Healdsburg to get back into this game.
Absolutely.
We are an inning or 2 away from an incredible lineup of relief pitchers from Santa Barbara.
Pitch drops in 1-1 to Lampe. This has been the story for the Foresters pitching staff these last 3 games as the 1-1 comes into Lampe. Swung and lined up the middle for a base hit. A leadoff single. Lampe takes a big turnaround first. Heads back safely. So a leadoff single off Jake Jackson. He may not be in for much longer as Jason DiCaccia, 0 for 2 today, comes up now with a runner on first. Bill Pintard has had a long leash on his starting pitchers. We saw Ryan Bergert in the game against the Saints. Was stellar through 4 innings, and in the 5th it fell apart. A 5-run top of the 5th for those Saints. Came back in the game. That one into DiCaccia. That one lined into center. Franklin has a beat on it. Doesn't have to move much. Makes the easy play for the first out of the inning. Yesterday, Luke Taggart, Brooks Fuller both extended past their limit. Brooks Fuller was just off all day. 7 walks, by far his most on the season. But it has been the 4th or 5th inning against the starting pitcher who hasn't gone that long over the course of the season, and it's taking advantage of that as Brian Sturgis, who had a single in the first, reached on an error in the 3rd, comes up to the plate. So it's going to be right here, as you mentioned, Jordan. It has to be, or else you're going to get into almost unhittable territory with the relievers. Turns back, fires over. The quick pickoff move to first. Nothing doing there. "5-1 Foresters lead. 1 out in the top of the 5th. 5 runs on 7 hits now for the Foresters. 1 runs on 6 hits for the Prune Packers. That one low. It's 1-0 to Sturgis. Prune Packers today, Jordan, have left 5 runners on base. 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. You can't do that against these Foresters. When you've seen they unload the bases, they drive runners in, they take advantage of their opportunities. Pitch into Sturgis. That one popped up. Shallow center field. Franklin comes in, makes the catch. 2 straight flyouts to center, and 2 outs in the inning. Cam Blake comes up to the plate. Blake also had a single in the first, and he flew out to center in the third. And what a start for Jake Jackson, Jordan. Against this dominant offense, he's gotten into a few jams, gotten out of them well. And what a big thing to have your starter go 5 innings possibly before you get to the back end of the bullpen.
Look at that stare from Jake Jackson.
He's in the zone. Some guys just get in that playoff zone, and he's one of them. That one trails outside, and it's 1-0. Jake Jackson has gone 5 innings or more 3 times this summer. June 12th against the OC Riptide. Scoreless 5 innings. As the 1-0 comes in. Swung on and chopped. It's going to be a tough play for Baker. Picks it up, fires over to first. Just in time to beat the speedy Cam Blake. So they get a leadoff single by Joe Lampe. And then 3 straight. Batters are retired. No runs and a hit, no errors. And the 6th runner left on base by the Healdsburg Prune Packers. It is 5-1 as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Santa Barbara Foresters looking to put runs on the board for the 3rd consecutive frame. You'll catch it all right, Hooks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Christian Franklin, 1 for 1, has reached both times up. His last time up in the 3rd, a 2-run shot. That has been one of the big differences in this contest. Now up, bottom of the 5th. Foresters up 5-1. Andrew Hansen back out on the bump. Looking to shut down this lineup. First pitch in, drops in. Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Story of the day so far, the Foresters have left 3 runners on base. Prune Packers have left 7. 6, pardon me, as that popped up by Franklin. To the right side, first baseman ranges out, makes the nice play for the first out of the inning.
He's got a Ronald Acuna-like swing, and obviously, I don't make comparisons saying he's...
Wow, that's high praise, Jordan.
What I mean by that, it's the uppercut, vicious swing, and that allows him to have power to all fields because he gets such good extension, and he's able to maximize the power that he has in him for his size.
Nick Bellafronto, big swing and a miss. Cut on that breaking ball that dropped out 0-1. And we saw that on his home run, Jordan. He cut on a slider that hung, shot it to right, and it was a no-doubter. And again, the breaking ball drops out. Bellafronto can't find it, and it's 0-2. A little too quick for the off-speed. Andrew Hansen trying to calm this lineup down, give the Prune Packers a chance in the top of the 6th. Dropped in, misses, and it's 1-2. Bellafronte 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in the third, flew out to left in the first, but it was a long fly ball to left center. Swings and again turns on it. He got all of that one, but just a little ahead of it to the left side and a little past the batting cages, and it's still 1-2.
Seeing both of these lineups lock in. Upward trajectory on their swing. They're not trying to dink and dunk today, Zach. They're trying to drive the ball.
They want to do damage 1-2, just a little bit low, and it's 2-2. And 2 home runs so far today.
We've seen a lot of home runs in this postseason.
It's been fun. A lot of them to right. 2-2. Bellafronte holds back the appeal. He did not go, says the first base ump, and it's a full count, 3-2. A lot of moonshots, too. Lagatute had 2 absolute bombs. Saw Cal Conley get one yesterday. Jason Gonzalez hit one in the Saints Foresters game. That one popped up. Bellafronte deposits its bat. That one shades into foul territory. Lampy goes over, makes the catch in between Cam Blake and Jason DiCacea. He steals it for the second out of the inning. So Andrew Hansen did a good job so far getting through this lineup, through the middle of the order, and he gets to Blake Hall.
The right fielder, number 7, Blake Hall.
Blake Hall also 0 for 2 today. And again, Jordan, it has not been the middle of the order for the Foresters. Bellafronte now 0 for 3. Blake Hall 0 for 2. Spencer Jones 0 for 2. It's been the bottom of the order and a little bit the top. First pitch gets to the backstop, and it's 1-0. And really, it's been Ryan Cash. I mean, what a stud. 2 runs today, reached both times up, had an RBI single in the fourth, a walk and a run in the third. And he's doing this from the 9-hole.
He's putting together what could be a run at the CCL postseason MVP.
Absolutely. The 0-1 pitch in. That one off the end of his bat. Shot to the shortstop. Picked up by Lampy. Fires over to first. 6-3. And a 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Hansen. Much needed. And for the first inning today, no Foresters reach base. It's 5-1 as we head to the top of the 6th. Prune Packers try and get on the board. He'll catch it all right here on the official voice of the CCL State Championship Series, the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. The big 6'9" mammoth of a man, Kevin Larson from Fresno State, towering on the hill. Now in for Jake Jackson, and what a start, Jordan, for Jake Jackson. We'll get you his line in a second, but You'll see why this game, we've gotten through 5 innings in just under an hour and a half. Facing off against 5, 6, 7 hitters. David Langer, first pitch, drops in. A strike, 0-1. Jake Jackson went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, a run. It was earned. No walks, no strikeouts. You take away that home run in the second, and he has had quite the performance. The 0-1 in from Larson. Drops in and misses, and it's 1-1.
And this guy, he redshirted during his 2018 season. That was his freshman year at Fresno. So his first year of action was during the 2019 season as a redshirt freshman. He had a 4.06 ERA.
1-1 for a strike, and it's 1-2.
He went 2-1. He had 31 innings tossed, and he struck out 43. He pitched in some big games, Zach. His lone loss on the season was against Stanford in the Stanford Regional Final. Postseason baseball in his first year.
1-2 misses just a little bit, and it's 2-2. And here he is again, right in the middle of a winner-take-all Game 3 CCL State Championship Series against this potent lineup this summer for the Foresters. 15 innings pitched. I'll get you the rest of his stats after this 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. 84 miles an hour right by him for the first out of the inning, and the first strikeout of the game for the Prune Packers.
Oh, I love that changeup that I'm seeing from Kevin Larson. He has some velocity for his size. It gets on you because he comes right down, throws right over the top, but the changeup looks nearly identical, and the bottom just broke out of that one against Langer, and a strikeout here in the 6th for the Foresters.
Lagatuda, who has logged the only run of the day for the Prune Packers. Solo shot in the second inning. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. And how about the switch, Jordan? Jake Jackson, 6'1", not a short guy, but you add those 8 inches to Kevin Larson, and that's a big difference. Ball coming at you from a different angle. The 0-1 high misses, and it's 1-1. And Larson this summer, 15 innings pitched coming into the game. A 3.6 ERA. He's given up 7 runs, 6 of them earned. 18 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 6 hits in those 15 innings pitched. The 1-1 misses low, and it's 2-1.
Such a daunting figure out on the hill. You look out there, I mean, goodness. Especially when he's on the mound, he looks like he's 10 feet tall.
2-1 in, popped up and back right in front of us to our left, and it's 2-2 to John Lagatuda. Ten appearances this summer for Larson. Half of them went scoreless. 4 he gave up a run. As the 2-2 in, line to the right side through the gap. John Lagatuda with a 1-out single, his second hit of the day. And the Prune Packers are in business in the top of the 6th.
What Ryan Cash has done for the Foresters, John Lagatuda has done for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. He's raked all postseason, not only against the Foresters, but also against the Lincoln Potters. It's been terrific and has been certainly a rock in Joey Gomes' postseason lineup.
Travis Turney, who had a 1-out single himself in the 4th inning, stole second, but was stranded. One of 6 runners stranded today. First pitch in, 1 out. Misses inside, and it's 1-0. Back to Larson's season, Jordan. His worst start, or his worst appearance of the year by far, July 20th. Gave up 3 runs in 2 innings pitched against the Saints. We know how potent that offense is. You take away that 1 outing, he's had a pretty good summer. That one misses inside, 2-0. And that's been the case, looking at the stats, as there will be a mound meeting. Ross getting to coming out, checking on his big righty. For a lot of these Foresters guys, whether they're starting out of the bullpen, it's been 1 outing. It's been 1 outing against the Saints or against the Riptide, where they just get to him, which can happen as a pitcher. So it inflates the ERA numbers, but his effectiveness is still there. That's the case for Larson. Runner on. It's John Lagatuda at first. Travis Turney up to the plate, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. Foresters leading 5-1. Had a 3 spot in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 4th. They'll try to add some more in the bottom of the 6th, but see if Kevin Larson can hold off the Prune Packers. 2-0 in. Chopped. A little bit foul as he tried to check his swing. It's 2-1.
Forrester's pitching staff has been dominant today. One bad mistake to Lagatuda, a hot hitter for Healdsburg, and other than that, it has just been a show for this Forrester staff.
2-2. Barely hit. Fouled off to the right side, and it's still 2-2. It's been the big hits for the Forresters. You take that home run, the RBI single by Ryan Cash, the RBI double by Eric Kennedy with 2 outs. They've taken advantage of their spots. They've come through in the clutch. The Prune Packers have not. 2-2, 1 out. That one lined. Drew Baker with a fantastic jumping catch. Throws back to first, does not get him. What a play from Drew Baker in the hole. Saving a hit and getting it out.
Off a trampoline, he catches that one at its highest point. Springs from the floor. Drew Baker, a terrific play, saving what could have been extra bases.
There you go. And again, Jordan, those are the plays you look back on and you say those are championship plays. Those are the plays you have to make in tough spots like this. And Bryson Hill, who's 0 for 2 today, a ground out in the second, a fly out to right in the fourth. Now he's up 2 outs, a runner on first. Trying to break the 4-run deficit. First pitch in as the runner is going. Lagatuda, and he gets caught at second. Ross Cadena had to slide to his left, picked it up, threw a dart. Shortstop applied the tag, and this inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, no runners left on base. John Lagatuda gets caught at second, and it's still 5-1 Foresters as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Keep it right here on the Ukes Baseball Broadcasting Network. Quentin Selma, University of California, Berkeley. Pinch hitting for Spencer Jones. Jones ends his day 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking. The lefty is facing off against the replacement on the mound, Randy Polonia out of UConn. So 2 guys new to this game. 5-1 lead for the Santa Barbara Foresters. A couple big hits in the 3rd and 4th innings. They've held the Prune Packers. First pitch swinging for Selma. popped up deep to center field. Travis Turney takes a step forward, makes the easy catch for the first out of the inning. So Andrew Hansen came in with a runner on, 2 outs in the fourth. Went inning and a third. It was perfect. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Now Randy Polonia in to do the same. Try to give the Prune Packers a chance in the final 3 innings of this winner-take-all Game 3 as Jacob Catsby, who's 2 for 2 today with a run in the fourth, comes up to the plate. First pitch in. Catsby swings on it. It's 0-1. Randy Polonia this summer had a UConn. 18 and a third innings pitched. It was a 3.93 ERA, 8 runs, all of them earned. 29 strikeouts in those 18 and a third innings pitched. 10 walks, 17 hits allowed. So he gets strikeouts, Jordan. And we'll see what he does against this dangerous Santa Barbara Foresters lineup, which has come through with some clutch hits today. A 1 and swung over. Missed by Catsby, and it's 0-2. Randy Polonia, not as much success last year for UConn. The 0-2 in. Misses outside, and it's 1-2. In only 9 2/3 innings pitched and 12 appearances, Catsby went 1-1 with a 6.52 ERA, 10 strikeouts, 11 walks. Almost twice as many innings pitched this summer, and that one misses outside, and it's 2-2. Game has sped up a little bit. Foresters scored 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Prune Packers had 1 in the second. Started off the scoring. No runs in the fifth and no runs so far in the sixth. Only 2 base runners in that span, too, both to the Prune Packers. 2-2, 1 out. The pitch in from Polonia. Swung on and fouled off by Catsby. Stays alive, and it's still 2-2. A little bit of action in both bullpens. See how many relievers Bill Pintard uses from this point on. Only has had to use 2 pitches today. See if Kevin Larson goes out there in the top of the 7th. Pitch into Catsby, fouls it up and back, and it stays 2-2. These are the at-bats the Foresters have been great at this postseason, Jordan. Staying alive, fouling off pitches, waiting for their pitch to hit, and then pouncing when the time is right. The 2-2 just misses from Polonia, to some cries from the Prune Packer fans, and it's 3-2. Full count pitch, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Randy Polonia. Catsby swings a diving play by the first baseman. It goes past him. Catsby is heading for second as the ball dribbles into the shallow outfield, and he will get there at second. The third baseman was covering at second. Catsby, if he had the wherewithal, had the opportunity to go to third, although Dicachea ran back quickly to third. And Jacob Catsby gets to second base on what I believe will be recorded as an error, although we got to wait to see.
I don't believe that'll be an error, Zach. That was a diving attempt by Bryson Hill. He had a chance at third, like you mentioned. That would have been an infield triple. Instead, he settles for an infield double, which is still rare and cool, but not quite as rare as an infield triple, something I don't think I've ever seen.
Great job by Catsby. The ball dribbled away. Nobody was there to get it. Took second. The first pitch fouled off. And we saw Catsby. We've seen him aggressive on the base paths. In the 4th inning, Jordan, if you remember, on that RBI single from Ryan Cash, he ran straight through a stop sign. Ended up scoring. Got there just in time as the throw from Turney was a little bit slow, and Sturgis couldn't apply the tag. 0-1 in. Fouled off by Baker again, and it's 0-2 with an out. So 8 hits today now for the Foresters. Only one more than the Prune Packers, but they lead 5-1.
And how about Jacob Catsby, now a home run shy of the cycle?
These guys, they're just championship performers. They're doing it in the biggest stage. The 0-2 misses high, and it's 1-2. Ryan Cash has shown up in big spots. Eric Kennedy with an RBI double. Ross Cadena with an RBI single. Christian Franklin, a home run. Great defensive plays from Drew Baker. Great pitching from Jake Jackson, his best start of the season. Absolutely ice cold from Bill Pintard's crew. Playing like the Yankees down in the pinstripes. Popped up by Baker into right. Mack ranges back, makes the catch. Little basket catch. Catsby heads to third. So productive out. 90 feet away from the plate. And now Drew Baker up to the, Ryan Cash, who's 1 for 1, 2 runs, an RBI single up to the dish.
See if he can cash in here. He's been taking money out of the bank all weekend. His pockets are loaded.
I was waiting. Do we have any more? Are there any more?
Well, look at his pockets. They're literally loaded.
First pitch in from Polonia. Drops in and misses, and it's 1-0. The 1-0 miss is high and away, and it's 2-0. You're not going to fool Ryan Cash. He knows what he's looking for. He's going to lay off pitches that he doesn't like.
Especially when he's in this type of zone.
Something special to see. That one up and in. He ducks. Little high Polonia says, that's on me. And it's 3-0. Got a great shot here to draw his second walk of the contest. It would be 3 plate appearances, 3 times on base. 3-0, 2 outs, a runner on third. The pitch in. Misses outside, a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Cash. And Eric Kennedy comes up with 2 runners on. Already a 5-1 lead, looking to do damage.
The left fielder, number 3, Eric Kennedy.
Polonia wanted no part of Ryan Cash. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't get much easier. Eric Kennedy, last time up, an RBI double down the right field line against the left-handed pitcher, Spencer Hines.
Kennedy taking in the signs from his third base coach. Cash with a running lead at first. He's ready to go, and that pitch in for a strike 0-1. Eric Kennedy last time up in the 4th had an RBI double. Scored Ryan Cash. He was left stranded. That was the last time the Foresters have scored. Runners on the corners, 0-1 count. Pitch in, misses low, and it's a 1-1. Eric Kennedy, absolutely a candidate for CCL League MVP this summer. That one popped up into right center field. In no man's land, but the right fielder comes in. Connor Mack makes the play to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Catsby gets on with an infield double, gets to third. Ryan Cash gets on first with a walk. Eric Kennedy flies out to right. Foresters still with a 5-1 lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Prune Packers need to do something. They need to do it fast, Jordan. As Kevin Larson goes back to the hill. Don't leave. You don't want to miss it right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Kevin Larson back out on the hill. Bryson Hill, the 8-hole hitter, leading off the top of the 7th inning. 5-1 Foresters lead. And for the final 3 innings of the CCL season, Jordan Brenner.
Thank you, Zach. Great job in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Back to Kevin Larson. He came in after 5 terrific innings from Jake Jackson out of Nevada, a member of the Wolf Pack. The Packers have their work cut out for them. Bryson Hill's 0 for 2, and Larson's pitch is swung on. A shattered bat and a leaping grab at short. Nice play made by the Foresters shortstop. That is no longer Drew Baker out there. That looks like Tevin Tucker who made the play for out number 1.
Had a little sauce to it, too. Jumping, spinning, little pirouette. Nice play. Shortstops for the Foresters have been good all day, Jordan. Drew Baker had a couple of really nice plays earlier today.
So Hill retired to lead off the 7th inning, and now Connor Mack hits. 1 for 2, singled his first time up to left. Attacks the first pitch, sky high and a right. Ryan Cash out from second. He's going to make the catch for out number 2. So Kevin Larson settling down after an adventurous 6th. And it was adventurous mostly because of the quality of the defense that we saw. The leadoff strikeout, and then John Lagatuda checked in with his second hit of the game, a single to right field. Then Travis Turney lined out to Drew Baker, who made a terrific catch at short. And Ross Cadena with a backhand pick and throw out of Lagatuda trying to steal second. Back to the top of the order, Joe Lampe, 1 for 3. Getting into the meat of the Foresters bullpen. Staring into the eyes of the beast. Oh, and he floats a beautiful speed pitch right to the edge. 0-2, 72 miles an hour for Larson. About a 17-mile-per-hour difference from his fastball. Not much he could do about that as a hitter. 0-2, 2 outs. Larson trying to get the Steers back in the dugout. The lanky, tall, righty pitches. And it's grounded on the floor to first, right at Catsby. A 1-2-3 stress-free 7th for Kevin Larson. He doesn't disappoint unless you're a hitter. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And the Packers are back to the field. The Steers will hit in the bottom of the 7th on the voice of the 2019 State Championship Series, the Canal Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, leading off for the Santa Barbara Foresters, the catcher, Ross Cadena. An RBI single in the 3rd. Other than that, 2 ground outs to the left side of the infield. He'll face off against the Yukon Husky, Randy Polonia. Christian Franklin's on deck. And the first pitch from Polonia. Front door on a breaking ball, misses. Inside. And it's 1-0. 6'2", 204 at a Trinity Catholic High School is Polonia. Medical redshirt in 2017, a redshirt in 18. And Kadena hits one in the gap of right center. It one-hops the wall. And right back to the end of Turney. Ross Kadena's second hit today, a leadoff double. And Santa Barbara trying to make a comfortable lead into, well, a lead that could turn into a blowout.
Extra base hits all over the place today. Eric Kennedy has a double. Christian Franklin has a home run. Catsby has a triple and a double, although that double wasn't a well-hit double. Into the shallow infield, and now Kadena with a double. All over the place. They're hitting the ball so well against these Prune Packers pitchers as it looks like there'll be a pitching exchange.
So Polonia pulled, and we'll get you the new pitcher after a quick break. Leadoff double, Ross Kadena. Sturge trying to pile it on, up 5-1 on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. A decisive Game 3 for the CCL State Championship. Santa Barbara leads 5-1 over Healdsburg. Christian Franklin, the new hitter, against Noah Renard at a Santa Rosa Junior College. His first pitch is high, 1-0. Christian Franklin is 1 for 2 today, but his only hit was an impactful one. A blast to the opposite field, a 2-run home run. That came in the third. Now the 1-0. Kadena off second, and a cut and a miss. 1-1 strike. Nick Billafronto's on deck for Santa Barbara. Noah Renard, this year, other than one outing, he has been just terrific. The only 3 runs he's given up this summer came on July 7th against the Lincoln Potters. An outing where he struck out 2, but he gave up a hit and 2 walks. 1-1, a check swing, and did he offer a late appeal? No swing. 2 balls and a strike. All told, 7 in the third innings, an earned run average of 3.68, 10 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He's fallen behind 2-1 to Franklin here. Dangerous hitter. They're shading him slightly right, at least in the outfield. And the 2-1 home on the inside corner at 85 for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 9 hits for the Foresters today. They've exploded on the offensive end. But they want more. Never satisfied. The 2-2. Oh, a disappearing breaking ball. And a filthy, filthy curveball. Christian Franklin down on strikes. Renard's first K today. And only the third Santa Barbara strikeout on the afternoon. We've played this game at incredible speed. Not quite the speed of light, but it's felt like it. You match the intensity of this game, still under 2 hours.
I think also the last few games we've called have gone extensively long, so this one, by comparison.
First pitch gets away from Sturgis, and Cadena jogs to third. 90 feet away from an insurance run. Healdsburg Prune Packers, runners-up in the CCL 2017, lost in brutal fashion last year in the semifinals against the Orange County Riptide. And now back in position to bring home their first CCL championship in 5 years in the league. Curveball, strike one. 72 framed well by Sturgis. Rips it back to the outside corner. Couple pitchers warming for both teams. 2 righties for Healdsburg in the pen. And a righty and a lefty for Santa Barbara. 1-1, ground ball with the infield in. An RBI single. 6-1 Stirs. And now they're pouring it on. Nick Bellafronto's first hit in 4 tries. And an RBI knock for the Stanford third baseman. That's a big run for Santa Barbara.
The right fielder, number 7, Blake Hall.
Every insurance run they get, because we've seen Prune Packers come back yesterday. We saw the Saints nearly get a comeback win in the CCL Southern Division championship. Every extra insurance run is big, even with their dominant bullpen.
Here's Blake Hall, 0 for 3 today. Hall takes away. 84 cuts to the outer edge and misses. Blake Hall, yesterday in Game 2, hit 5th. Reached twice. Once on an error, once on an infield hit. In Game 1 yesterday, reached twice on a single on the infield and an error. Rockets 1 to second. Could be 2. 4 to 6. The relay to first. To 3, a double play. An inning ender for Healdsburg. Digochea, Lampe back to Bryson Hill. And that's how you turn it. An inning ender. And in the inning, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, none left. Healdsburg needs some runs desperately. They have 6 outs to work with here in the CCL State Championship game. And they will bring up Digochea, Sturgis, Cam Blake after a break on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Jacob Burton from Arkansas in for the 8th inning. And Santa Barbara, they're 6 outs away from retaking their throne on top of the CCL. Jason DiCochea, Brian Sturgis, Cam Blake, the 3 up for Healdsburg. They're down 6-1. The kick, the pitch from the Razorback, 93 away. 1-0. Saw Burton yesterday in game 1 of the doubleheader. Tossed a scoreless 7th, struck out a batter. Only base runner he gave up was a hit by pitch. He hit DiCochea, who is the hitter. And 1-0 turns to 2-0.
And Jordan, I know we were marveling at how quickly this game has gone, and I think there's a little sign here. Yesterday, the first game had 12 strikeouts total. The second game had 21. Today, there have been 4. It's been quick movement, not a lot of deep counts. Been moving quick, and it shows.
2-0 pitch. Ball 3 at 93, and it's 3-0. Haven't seen Brad Demko all postseason for Santa Barbara. We make an argument he's their best reliever. But he is working in the Foresters' bullpen at the moment. A 4-pitch walk for DiCochea. And if you're going to start a comeback, if you're going to mount a comeback, that's what you have to do for Healdsburg. More patient. You pointed out how aggressive hitters have been today, Zach. It doesn't all have to be singles and doubles. All you need is traffic on the base paths and a run into one when there is traffic out there. Brian Sturgis, 1 for 2 today. Reached on a single in the first. Also on an error by Drew Baker in the third. He's the shortstop. Righty catcher. So Brad Demko likely ready to come into this game if Jacob Burton gets into any sorts of trouble. You could see him for the lefty Cam Blake as well. And John Lagatuda as well has had a massive series from the left side of the plate. A long pause. Runner on first in the pitch. Below the knees, that's 5 straight balls out of the bullpen for Jacob Burton. And you can sense the impatience from the Foresters faithful. The righty comes set, closed off pitching stance. The 1-0 home. There's a strike. Inside half, 94, 1-1. Thanks for joining us, Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Jordan Brenner, Zach Engberg, and of course Emily Hilsinger on production. The kick and the 1-1. Line into left field. This one carrying out to Kennedy. He slides and makes the catch. Throws back in the infield from his backside. Terrific, smooth play from Eric Kennedy. And now 5 outs for Healdsburg to work with. 1 away here in the 8th inning.
The left fielder, number 24, Cam Blake.
Cam Blake, left-handed hitter. We watch Bill Pintard out of the dugout, see if he makes a change here. Looks like Cam Blake's going to get a right-handed pitcher. We saw Joey Gomes, brother Johnny Gomes, head coach of the Packers, play ups earlier in today's game. It didn't work out. When he brought in Spencer Hines, this one launched out to center field, hit very well. Out to the warning track, the catch is made. Out number 2, Cam Blake. A long, loud out and frustration for Healdsburg. That ball was hit very hard.
And that's tough because if he gets ahead of that just a little bit more, if he hits that a little bit earlier, that's a moonshot into right center, but he hits it to dead center. You're not going to get past Christian Franklin, but that ball was just a couple steps away from the wall and second out of the inning.
Last out to get David Langer. He's 0 for 3, 2 ground outs, a strikeout swinging today. Third baseman. Langer out of UConn. DiCochea, a very small lead at first. Swung on and lifted towards the left center gap. Going to be a tough play for Franklin, but he slows down, smooth strides towards the ball, and he makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left. Santa Barbara senses the finish line. They're almost there. They hit, and then they try to record 3 outs in the ninth to secure a CCL state championship. Here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, Quentin Selma at a cow. Where's number 24? All Pac-12 selection for the Berkeley Bears this past year. Came into the game in the 6th inning, replacing Spencer Jones at DH. They flew out to center field on the first pitch he saw. And that one went way up in the air. Pitch to him. Low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the set, the 1-0. Dealt low and outside at 89. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitcher on the hill is now Morgan White, a 4.36 ERA in 31 innings this summer. His 2-0 offering, curveball, also misses, though it had plenty of break. It's 3-0. Comes to the game for Noah Renard. Called a strike. One inning, a hit and a run for Noah Renard. Lined foul, and it goes from 3-0 to 3-2. Clinton Selma heated up a little bit yesterday in Game 2 of the doubleheader. He had 3 hits, including a double and single to the outfield. Also laid out a bunt and scored in the 2nd inning. Fouls off 76 and stays alive. Santa Barbara, last time they were to the CCL, 2016. Defeated the Oaks in the CCL title game. 2017, the Riptide. Tide could not defend their title last year, though they appeared in a championship game. Losers 6-2 to the Oaks, who won their first ever CCL championship. Full count. The last year wasn't entirely a disappointment for the Foresters, though they didn't win the CCL. They did win the NBC World Series in Wichita. Swing and a miss. Quentin Selma swings over a breaking ball, strikes out swinging. He's 0 for 2 today. And Brian Sturgis off the drop, third strike, throws on to first with Bryson Hill covering for out number 1. Now Jacob Katzby hits. He is a home run shy of the cycle. Started with the triple, the hardest leg of the cycle, back in the second inning. A single his second time up in the fourth, and then an infield double, that's right. Ricocheted off the second baseman's glove and stayed on the infield. Katzby took the extra base. This isn't going to be a home run. Massaged out to shallow left field, and the shortstop Joe Lampe underneath it and squeezes it for out number 2. Tevin Tucker off the bench hitting. Out of West Virginia, Tucker will hit for the first time today. So Drew Baker finishes 1 for 3, is only hit on a swinging bunt down the third base line in the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, called a strike. Morgan White out of Portland as the 0-1 is fed off to the right side. 6'3", 205. 2019, a 5.40 ERA. Went 1-0 in 8 appearances. 23 and a third. 0-2, 91. Filthy two-seam action, and he strikes out Tucker looking. He gets his team back in the dugout. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left, and 2 hitters looking foolish. 2 Ks in the inning, and we're on to the top of the 9th. We'll see who it is for Santa Barbara. It looks like their nasty lefty Brad Demko looking to finish off the CCL summer. Santa Barbara 3 outs away from being crowned state champions. We'll have the story for you after a quick break on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. The 9th inning, Healdsburg needs a miracle. They're down 6-1 to Santa Barbara. They have to climb a mountain. They have to score 5 runs against a pitcher who hasn't given up a hit in his previous 4 appearances. He hasn't given up a run in 18 2/3 innings this summer. Bradley Demko, the lefty, the nasty lefty, in John Lagatuda, his first challenge. Lagatuda homered in the second, also singled in the 6th. He's 2 for 3. Strike 1, 77. Healdsburg, they're looking for their first ever CCL title. It's their 5th year in the league. Santa Barbara looking to retake the throne. The 0-1 pitch. 77 breaks outside, a ball and a strike. Demko hasn't given up more than 1 hit in any outing this summer. He's only given up 2 hits total. One against the Riptide, one against the Saints. Arguably the 2 best offenses other than the Foresters in the southern section of the CCL. Nasty fastball for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Demko back on the left side of the rubber. Peers in for his sign from Kadena. Now the lefty set. Kicks and offers the pitch. Slider. Just a bit up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Travis Turney is on deck. Bryson Hill in the hole. Those are the 3 up for the Packers in inning number 9. They've largely been held in check. 7 hits on the afternoon. But their only run came on this man's home run in the 2nd inning. 2-2 misses well away on 91. The count is now filled up. This is the first appearance for Brad Demko in the CCL postseason. Went 2 innings back on July 23rd. That's the last time we've seen him. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Brad Demko. 2 outs away for the Foresters.
What an electric fastball. 91. Blew right by Lagtuda. Dominated that lefty-lefty matchup. Only 2 outs to go.
That is now 36 strikeouts for Brad Demko. He's 1 shy of the team lead, Luke Taggart. He has 37. And here's the righty, Travis Turney. Turney is 1 for 3 today. Stole a bag after singling to right field in the 4th inning. Demko collects. Into the wind. His pitch outside. Santa Barbara. It's about checking different boxes over the summer for a program this dominant, this elite. The 1-0. Strike 1. 91 elevated. First step for Bill Pintard's club every year, win the CCL regular season. They were the number 1 seed in the South. They've hosted 2 games here in the championship series. That box has been checked. The next box they checked, win the CCL South in the postseason. The 1-1 is swung out and missed, 1-2. They checked that box after holding on against the Arroyo Seco Saints back on Friday. They have a couple more boxes to check. They're 2 outs away from checking their 3rd, which would be winning the CCL State Championship. The 1-2 pitch, high and away. It misses, 92. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The final box they check will be after they head to Wichita for the NBC World Series. They take off Tuesday. It's only 1 off day for the Sturs tomorrow to pack all their things and head out to face some of the elite summer baseball programs across the country. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, a sawed-off swing. 2 Ks out of the pen for Brad Demko. And Travis Turney looks foolish on a slider and on the hands.
I mean, what are you supposed to do with that, Jordan? Nothing. You can't do anything with it.
1 out away.
Entering the game as a pinch hitter for the Prune Packers from Santa Rosa College, 40, Logan Douglas.
Logan Douglas off the bench. Pinch hitting for Bryson Hill, who went 0 for 3. Right-handed hitter. Righty takes away 90 miles an hour for Brad Demko. Saw Hunter Bro close out the game against the Saints on Friday. He's one of the three or so absolutely filthy relievers for the Foresters. Brad Demko, absolutely another. Make the argument he's been their best reliever this year.
Make the argument he's been the best reliever in the CCL. Be a strong argument, too.
1-0. Inside corner, he paints with 90. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield shaded slightly right. Cloudy day in Thousand Oaks, California. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. This one should get out of play. And it does behind home plate. 1-2. Brad Demko a strike away from striking out the side and securing a CCL state championship. 84 degrees in Thousand Oaks. The CCL summer coming to a close. Slight breeze out to right field. The southpaw collects. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And for the first time since 2016, the Santa Barbara Foresters are kings of the CCL. In a decisive Game 3, they dominate a 6-1 victory over the Healdsburg Prune Packers. And Bill Pintard, a smile on his face. How about the pitching performance of Santa Barbara today? 6-1. They win it in style.
They get a great start from Jake Jackson. 5 innings, only 6 hits a run. Kevin Larson comes in, gets a strikeout in 2 innings. How about this, Jordan? The entire pitching staff for the Foresters in the first 8 innings, 1 strikeout. Brad Demko strikes out the side in the top of the 9th. Talk about nasty. 19 1/3 innings pitched this summer. 2 hits, no runs, 38 strikeouts in the Foresters. Back atop their throne that they have held for so long. What a dominant showing today. 6-1 against a very game Healdsburg Prune Packers crew.
Yeah, what a season it was for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. They win the CCL North. They sweep the Lincoln Potters to get here. They were resilient yesterday. They were almost swept. After the Foresters tied the game in the 8th inning, Healdsburg put on quite a show with a 4-run 8th. That one, they won 9-5. They ran out of gas today. They ran into Brad Demko and some filthy pitching for the Foresters. Healdsburg's only run was on John Lagatuta's second home run of the CCL playoffs, a solo shot in the second. After that, the Foresters untouched. Also, Brad Demko strikes out the side, all swinging, and here comes Pat Burns, the CCL commissioner, to present the CCL state championship trophy to the Foresters. A handshake for Bill Pintard. And now the Foresters celebrate together at home plate at Sparky Anderson Field. Quite a run. One of the most dominating teams you'll ever see in summer collegiate baseball. The Foresters, they're going to be a handful when they head to Wichita on Tuesday.
And you look back 2 days ago, Jordan, the Arroyo Seco Saints were this close to knocking them off and being in this situation with a potential to be posing for this photo right here. But the Foresters, you talk about that game, they held out against the Saints. 1-1 yesterday against the Packers, and today they came in all business. This is what they do. Talked to Bill Pintard before the game, and he said, no, we're going to win this. We're going to take this. He went and he took it. He gets his beach day tomorrow, and then Tuesday they're going to go and travel to Wichita, hopefully hold another trophy at the NBC.
Great moment for the Foresters. Tough luck for the Healdsburg Prune Packers, but they should not hang their heads. It was an absolutely magical season for Healdsburg, but they come up short in the CCL playoffs for now the 3rd consecutive season. Thank you for everybody who made all of our broadcasts possible this summer. If you joined us just for the playoffs, thank you very much for tuning in for CCL postseason ball. If you've been along on the ride all summer for the Caneo Oaks season, we appreciate you hanging out with us all summer. Need to shout out a few people, Coach Solis and the entire Oaks front office, including Rebecca Wilson, for making our jobs so easy up here. Emily Hilsinger doing an absolutely wonderful job handling the camera, producing almost every single game that we've had this summer. And, of course, my number 2, Zach Engberg, no play-by-play experience entering the season, maybe a very little amount. He improved tremendously, and now I like to call him a very good broadcaster. He made some serious strides. Thank you to you. I'm signing off. This is Jordan Brenner saying goodbye. The Santa Barbara Foresters win this one 6-1. Thank you for joining us for all of our broadcasts, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your summer. For the first time since 2016, the Foresters win the CCL.